because I just complained about the lack of Diet Coke, and then voila.
You didn't get Diet Coke, you got Coca-Cola Light.
Should we live taste test, see if this tastes like Diet Coke at home?
It's going to taste a little different.
Yeah, it's different. But it's closer than Coke Zero.
Yeah.
What am I missing my aspartame? Is there fentanyl in Diet Coke at home? Whatever it is, I need that. But I'm going to make do with this.
No, it ain't that.
So I tried to get the Diet Coke, and the machines were very confusing. And a nice woman named Adriana came up and could tell I was just completely helpless and can't speak Spanish or really.
You can speak a little bit.
I felt more confident in my Spanish on coming over here than I have in my first day here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was a 4 out of 10 Spanish speaker.
Uh-huh.
I think I'm like a 1.8
well,
out of 10.
When they speak slow, you're great.
Yeah.
When they start to really flow with it, and they try to do the Busta Rhyme over here.
Yeah.
It kills you then.
Yeah. But shout out to Adriana. She saw how ineffective I was at purchasing this Diet Coke and just bought it for me.
All right.
And so thank you, Adriana. You'll never know that I'm thanking you on air.
Never told Adriana that my partner wanted Mountain Dew.
So they didn't have Mountain Dew.
You could have got something else, but you wanted to worry about a damn Miami Dolphin. A fake damn dolphin.
Listen, they didn't have anything close to Mountain Dew.
They got something with caffeine in it, right?
Coke. Or there's like some juices that may have caffeine in it. You can have that one.
I'm going to take that.
Take that.
Yeah.
All right, we're here for a football game. Adriana asked me what I was here for. I said football. Then I had to clarify American football.
Yeah.
I have already heard why do you call it football? You play with your hands. I've heard that joke like
we kick it with our feet too.
Already.
And they touch it with their hands too. They catch it and they toss it. And the
goalie.
They throw it in. He blocks with his hands. I don't want to hear that thing anymore. Please stop it.
All right. They made that clear. We are here for a football game. And Washington's desperate, man. They've lost 5 in a row. They've lost 4 in a row with historic margins.
Yeah.
You don't have Jaden. You don't have Terry. We can keep going down the list, but those are the headliners. Marcus has played pretty well. Marcus had a comment that I thought was really touching when Marcus got asked about playing in Spain and being at Real Madrid. And he's like, I'm from a small town, a small village in Hawaii. To think that this game has brought me to these places. And I mean, I know you felt that way. Like the story I love you told is when you got drafted, you're like, I'm not going back to Plaquemine.
Unless I want to.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't going back because I had to.
Right. And I think it's important to have that perspective. And when you're between the lines and when you're practicing, you're not thinking about any of that. Bobby Wagner nailed that last week when he said, I'm sure Madrid's a beautiful city, but I don't really care. I'm there to win a football game.
Yeah. Like he said, his brother, Mariota, his brother is a big soccer fan, and he's a huge Real Madrid fan. His brother is more excited, and he's here with him.
Oh, that's cool.
He's more excited about this than Mariota. Mariota's like, I'm here for my job. But my brother is like enjoying all those things.
I love that.
So,
but Dan Quinn spoke at length this morning. One thing I wanted to share just off the top, because we hadn't gotten a McLaurin update in a long time. Like the last time we had heard Terry's latest status, I think wasn't even in November, and it's now November 12th. So I asked DQ just, what's up with Terry? Where are we at?
He's here, and he'll do some of the movement, and begin like the on-field portions of the rehab. So the first couple weeks he was not able to do that, and so now he's able to begin some of the on-field portions of the rehab, and so that'll take the build-up time to do that, but we're glad he's here taking the next step on the on-field side. So sometimes these injuries take longer than you want, and they're not predictable to say it's going to be this set time, and so we're just going to continue to say, okay, next step, next step, next step. And so the on-field portion is a good sign that, okay, we can now take the next steps.
Yeah. Fair, right?
Totally.
You'd love to get one thing that I can't help but think, and I think fans might disagree with this, and you were on the text thread. I bet it with Bees. Bees gave me odds that Jaden won't play again. And I'm like, I think he plays again. I think Terry plays again. And I know there's this like undercurrent of, just shut everybody down. That's just not
That's
football.
man. That talk right there. I know people do it and they act like it's care, but that's not what football is all about. Just not.
I think those guys will play again. It's not going to be until after the bye in the earliest, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, the biggest story this week, though, is Dan Quinn taking over the play calling and then the defensive play calling, and then specifically, what does that look like? What is that process? DQ now is on the headset, making the calls, getting play after play after play. And number one here, Landini, Dan Quinn explained what that's going to look like.
It's more in the preparation phase, Nikki, going to that. And so obviously I'm always involved with the defense, but team meetings and special teams and those are staying the same, but just in and out of the practices, and it's been a big collaboration so far, so all is good.
So,
but I think what people have to understand is this, okay? Dan has a history of calling defenses and being very good at it. So he has that experience. And when you are a play caller with that level of experience, just like an offensive play caller, you know how to string things together to disrupt somebody. Just like when you first started doing radio, first started doing TV or anything, the first time you had to start going in and out of breaks, wasn't that smooth, wasn't as good. But as you kept doing it, it got better and better over time.
right.
Joe may know as much about the defense as anybody else, but it may just be that flow right now is just not hitting for him. You know what I'm saying? We watch offensive coordinators come into this league, and it just seemed like you could predict what they're about to call. And then all of a sudden, give them 2, 3, 4 years into it, they're like, you go, oh, Lord, he's switching up on me now. And I think that's the ultimate thing where Dan may be able to call some of the same things that Joe was calling. He just called them in a different rhythm, in a different order, to where they get more of a impact from it. And if you see something like that, it's not that just the other person was just hard. It just don't have enough experience to know how to string it together just properly.
I agree with that. And Tischler asked a good question of DQ. Hey, you're obviously going to be taking on the defensive play calling snap after snap. You're going to be busier. Who's going to help you with the head coaching stuff? Because there's a lot going on all the time. Yeah. And we've talked about this at length. Dave Gardy plays a big role in clock management, timeouts, all that stuff. Last year it was excellent. This year it's been disjointed. I think a lot of that is more execution by players. But DQ explained that Gardy will continue to have a big role, but also that Brian Johnson is a guy he leans on. And that kind of stuck with me because if you remember, gosh, it feels like a different lifetime ago. But if you remember when they had the Brotherhood Bowl, when they had that week off in between training camp practices, I believe Brian Johnson was one of the 2 head coaches
he was
that week. Clearly, DQ views passing game coordinators, I think he's assistant head coach, Brian Johnson as somebody that could be a future head coach. You get that vibe, right? I don't think you continue to lean on him in these specific situations if that's not the case.